Welcome to the Stuff and Things Podcast. Your home for all stuff related to your favorite things in entertainment. Now, here are your hosts.
We got a soup terrorist. Rayner's blowing a canister. And we're the most wanted in the country. But don't you worry. Daddy's home.
For the final time, Daddy is home. We're the Stuff and Things podcast. I am Sam. We are discussing The Boys, the final season. Joining me to have some fun in this mad universe, it's Stefan.
Yo, how we doing?
Alright, mate. Yeah, not too bad. Sun shined for a few days, so that was summer. That was nice.
Did you had summer as well? We had summer. It lasted 3 days. It was beautiful.
I hated every minute of it. It was too hot, and now I miss it.
Yes, that is typically British.
Yes, I'm very proud of that. But yeah, welcome to everybody, fans of The Boys. We've done shows on The Boys quite a lot, so we did it episodically, seasonal at different times. This is us recapping the final season in one show, as is our new format. And I think I've had to do this disclaimer a lot of times, but I think I'm just going to have to do it one final time. If you are a fan of the TV show The Boys, you really shouldn't be squeamish about anything, really, at all. And yet, the amount of times we have done a podcast discussing the show The Boys, and people have complained about language, is unbelievable. So, in discussing this show, we are going to discuss every aspect of the show, which involves the sex, the gore, the language. So, strap in, really. If you watch this show and you enjoy it so much you're going to listen to a podcast about it, really don't complain. I mean,
the language is there every single episode. Like, it's not like the odd F-bomb is dropped. Let's be honest.
No, I've written out basically like bullet points for discussion from the final season. And the very first bullet point on here is Kimiko speaking. Which
was mind blowing.
Yeah, which is just kind of funny. So, before we get into that, though, before we work our way through the bullet points and through the season and give our thoughts on the finale, there's a little thing we have to do. It's a tradition here on the podcast where I look to you, Steph, and I say, Steph, what was the episode title names? And obviously we got a full season show, so how many episodes were there in the season?
8 episodes.
So the title of episode 1 was...
15 inches of sheer dynamite.
Wow. Have that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And episode 2?
Teenage Kicks.
Episode 3?
Every one of you sons of bitches.
Episode 4?
King of Hell.
Episode 5?
One Shots.
Episode 6?
Through the Heavens Fall. Though the Heavens Fall.
Though the Heavens Fall, okay. And number 7?
The Frenchman, the Female, and the Man Called Mother's Milk.
Yeah, I was really dreading that episode, to be honest with you.
That was one of the ones you read the title and you go, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's all of my favourite characters going in one episode. And the finale, episode 8, was titled...
Blood and Bone.
They always had to be titled that, really, I think, when you consider where the whole show had been going.
Yes, yeah, really, yeah.
So, just and this is completely...
I still say, just quickly as well, with the title names, I still say the little blurb bits that they give for this show.
Oh, because they do it as, like, vault, don't they?
Yeah, some of them were brilliant.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole marketing of the show has been genius. I saw, because obviously the Twitter account for it's now closed, and that account has been, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best accounts on Twitter for years. The sheer level of abuse. It was basically, they ran the account as if Butcher had a Twitter account.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like, it's just like, you'd see, like, they'd release a new Superman trailer and you'd see The Boys official account in there, like, fuck soups written underneath it.
Oh my god, amazing!
It was great. It was just great. It was all the time, like anything, like Marvel released something or DC would release something, and you'd just be straight there and be like there with the middle finger, fuck Soups. It's like, oh, you guys are the best. So one of those episodes you mentioned, I think, what was the title of episode 6?
Episode 6 was Though the Heavens Fall.
Oh, sorry, it must have been 5. The one-shots?
One-shots, yeah.
So what's kind of interesting to me is, like, whenever a show's coming into land with its final season, there's an air of expectation and an air of trepidation nowadays. I think forever in TV, the Game of Thrones thing is now like jumping the shark. It is now, okay, you're coming to your season finale. Are you going to get it right, or are you going to Game of Thrones it? Which is a brutal thing when you consider how good a show Game of Thrones was.
But that final season, yeah.
But for forever now, it's going to live on in TV history as, okay, we're coming into the final. Because there was the Stranger Things finale was this year also. Me and my daughter did a show on that, as you know. And the interesting thing on that is, like, the whole, even the Duffer Brothers, who were the producers of that show, were like, you know, we're nervous of the Game of Thrones effect. And it's like, this has become a thing. Like, this is terminology that now exists. And the showrunner for The Boys, Eric Kripke, must have mentioned it 100 times, that, like, it was keeping the guy awake at night, like, trying to get this right. One of the most heavily criticised episodes in this final season was that one I just highlighted, the one-shots one.
It was a strange episode, I've got to be honest.
People hated it. And I mean, not just kind of like, oh, that wasn't very good, or that felt a bit out. It was just hate. With, like, we've waited all this time for a final season, and you give us an episode of just pure filler. I didn't feel it was filler. I didn't feel that way about it. I thought it was unique in the sense of they did the little one-shot stories throughout it, all intertwined from the different perspectives and stuff like that. And it did, I mean, it was just a different way of telling the story of the episode. So it didn't sort of, I didn't hate it. It did feel out of place. Like, when you got every episode of every season in a certain format, and then you're in the final season, you just throw one random episode in completely different. I kind of get why people were a bit, what the hell? But I didn't dislike it. Like, it told the story, but just in a different way.
Yes, I must be honest. I wouldn't say I hated the episode.
No.
But I will say that so I waited until the week before the finale came out.
Yeah.
I wanted to binge these all in one go. I have become one of those people, unfortunately.
You have, yes.
Which disappoints me, but it has happened.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like binging my way through 1 or 2 episodes each night.
Yeah.
And then I kind of watched that episode and I was like, oh, that's just killed all the momentum of it. Yeah. Like, I'm building up to this big finale, and I've watched Terra humping a toy Homelander. And I was just a bit like,
I don't understand what the problem is with that. Like,
I just felt it was a bit out. Like, I think it was just the pace change.
Yeah.
Of kind of like building. Oh. And then building again. So it was a strange choice. I wouldn't say I hated it. And according to our good friends at IMDb,
yeah,
it still scored higher than the last 2 episodes by quite a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, the final 2 episodes got really review bombed, though, which we'll come on to at the end. So, if you are happy, I will walk through the bullet points.
Go for it.
Kicking off with Kimiko speaking. I knew. So I rewatched the entire series before the final series aired. I'd said this to you, like I was going to do a rewatch of the whole thing from episode 1. This was both a good and bad idea, because good as in when the new season started, I was fully like, I was locked in, like I was ready to rock and roll. The bad thing was, and I don't know if you get this because you're now a binge watcher, but possibly not because you're doing it seasonal. When you binge watch a show, and it's a lot, there is a certain attachment to the characters. Like, because it's almost like they're almost in your life, if that makes sense. Like, you've watched it so much.
Yeah, makes sense.
Going into the final season, knowing how this show is, I was suddenly like, oh shit. Most of these people could end up dead. Like, have I just really set myself up for like a very emotional few weeks here? Kimiko talking. Now, at the very end of season 4, Frenchie is taken off and she finally sort of makes a noise. She screams like, no. So you know, we as the audience know, oh, okay, you know, that was powerful because she'd not said a damn word until then.
Yeah, that's true. That is the first time she speaks, isn't it?
So what did you think to, firstly, just her talking and the way they revealed it is in Butcher finds her, she doesn't speak at all, then she sees Starlight and she just doesn't shut up.
I thought it was one of those weird, like, we've had so long of her all sign language and nothing else.
Yeah.
And then she's with Butcher and you're kind of like, okay, yeah, fair enough. She starts talking, you're like, oh my God. Like, their reactions are pretty much the same as the viewer's actions at this point.
Yeah.
And then she explains how she's learned to talk, which is through TikTok.
Yeah. Which was...
So there's lots of, bitch, what?
Yeah, and it's the way Starlight's like, oh, you certainly sound like you on TikTok a lot, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
It was
absolutely brilliant.
It was good. And like, Butcher, what's that? On a 17-hour flight? Not said fuck all. That's because all you say is oi, 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 cunt, cunt, cunt. And he's like,
Yeah. That was it, yeah. It was like, fair point. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm going to prefer you when you didn't say fuck all, but yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so Kimiko speaking is just like a constant source of, that don't feel right. And again, I think the fact I binge watched seasons 1 to 4 and then watched season 5, it was just like a real culture shock, but good, like fun, and it was a good addition because then you saw the traumatic moment she'd almost fall back on like that mutism is like you knew she was in a traumatic moment because she wouldn't be able to find the words again. So I thought that was quite a good storytelling thing to do, and also just it was quite comical in the early episodes, especially. You know, everyone's reaction to her speaking was great.
Yeah, no one could quite get their head around, like, what the hell?
No, I think it's like literally episode 1. A-Train's like, you speak now? And she's like, yeah. Like, just all smiling. He's like, like whatever. So we can't really gloss past this, and I had no intention of. One of the things this show ran into in season 4 is all of a sudden a lot of people in America realized that the show was holding up a dark mirror to certain things.
Yes.
And all of a sudden a lot of fans of the show who were genuine fans of the show and loving it suddenly felt very targeted and kicked off about it. And I remember this at the time and just thinking, I swear they haven't been watching the same show as me if they are only now realising. Like,
yeah, we're 5 seasons in and you've only just gone, wait a minute.
Yeah, and what I find... funny is the wrong word, right? So at the end of season 4, there were these Homelander camps being set up, right?
Yep.
Now, these were like internment camps, and they were going to be throwing people in them who were Starlight or terrorists, right?
Yeah, these were terrifying places.
Yeah. Now, these were, if you go through history, you go through any sort of oppressive regime, this is a pretty common thing that happens when you've got totalitarianism, when you've got dictatorial rule. This is something that happens time and time again. You know, different empires, different regimes all around the world, it is common. And the Boys comic run, which this features in, ran from 2006 to 2012. Okay, you just look at history.
I didn't realize until you told me. I didn't realize actually how long ago.
Yeah,
the comics came out.
Yeah, I mean they've done additional books since, but that was the original run, 2006 to 2012. So when you factor all that in, really, there is no commentary on current events other than people drawing a parallel. Do you see what I mean by that?
Yeah, no, like, you can't be basing things on what are happening now if you wrote them, 10 to 12 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you... Now, obviously, when you're adapting it with current events that are going on in America, if you feel you want to hang a certain line or two in there to really highlight it, you're going to do that. And they did do that. Like they didn't pull any punches in that. But the actual fact that people are kicking off about these camps featuring in the show, oh, this is clearly a dig at ICE and all of this kind of stuff. I think you really need to look at what this was based on and then really evaluate what you are supporting. Like, it is not my place to tell people what they think on anything. But these camps and everything else were basically based on Nazism, based on fascism. If you are drawing a parallel to something that is happening in your country right now, you really need to think on that. That's all I'm going to say on it, because when you go through the sheer weight of comments that there were about, oh, this is clearly just this, and you're like doing this, and this is pathetic that you've put this in, when none of those camps exist when season 4 came out, when these camps were being discussed, and no one could have even conceived in a million years that would be happening when the comics came out between 2006 and 2012. So, what are you talking about? I'm clearly out on my own on this, so I'll just move on.
No, I'm just realising just how political that could go very, very quickly. So I'm like, do you know what? He has a very good point, and I'm going to let him have that point.
You fucking coward. Just because you like going to America, I've just accepted they're never letting me in.
Oh, yeah, mate, you got no chance. You are never setting off a plane.
No, fucking, I don't care. So the whole situation around the camps thing, I mean, the Homelander camps, I'm kind of, in a lot of ways, I'm kind of glad they dealt with that in, like, straight away, them being broken out.
Yeah, I think they didn't need to be stuck there for too long.
Yeah, and I think, because I think the tone of the show, I mean, that could have gone dark, like, because it was dark anyway. Like, that is...
Oh, massively. Yeah, like, the whole fact that they are there anyway was dark enough. If they had dragged that out for 2 or 3 episodes, that wouldn't have been great.
No, that would have been quite a... Like, you could have easily really depicted some nasty shit in that, and it could have been horrible, and you know, you could have drawn on real life, like you could have really drawn some horrible stuff there, and I'm kind of glad they didn't. I'm glad that it was kind of like, this is messed up that these camps exist, this is messed up how people are being treated, we're breaking them out.
The guy trying to climb the wall and just gets exploded and stuff, and it's like, okay, you've made that very into the boys sort of territory.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're still looking at it going, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, this is a horrible reality of the world right now. But they did, you know, like you said, they kind of, they made it boysified, and then they moved on from it, which I'm quite glad. Now, one of the key things of them breaking out, there's 2 things I want to discuss.
Okay.
The first thing is, I want your genuine opinion on, do you think this is a fuck up, or do you think there's a reason for this?
Okay.
When they are breaking out, the guys in the prison, Kimiko bursts in and Homelander slices her in half with his vision, his laser eyes. Yeah.
Yes.
In the final fight in episode 8, he hits her 3 or 4 times with it, and she just bounces sort of into the wall. If he has the ability to cut her in half before he's on V1, why, when he's in his absolute most powerful, does his lasers not have the ability to break Kimiko's skin anymore?
Yeah, 'cause I know she's obviously had the radiation thing to give her the ability, but they didn't talk about that hardening her skin or anything. Like, that wasn't even mentioned. So, yeah, that seems a bit of a strange... Now you bring it up, that does seem slightly... Now, can he control how powerful his eyes are? Like, can he... I don't know, has it ever been discussed?
I don't think it's been discussed. I mean, is it... I don't know whether it's implied, but then if he could control it, why would he not go full blast in the end?
He knows they're there to try and end him. Surely, yeah, he would be going full power.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does seem like a little bit of an error.
It does feel like a fuck up, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, alright, well that's kind of where I am with it as well.
It seems like one of those silly things that they've done, but they're not really given any afterthought to.
Yeah, I mean, this is where there is some criticism to the finale and the final, which I think is fair. Like, I think there's a lot of criticism which is just kind of, I'm angry the show's ending, so I'm angry at the show, which is fine. There's political criticism, which I just pointed out, I think is bullshit, and you need to reflect on that. But the genuine criticism is there are a few things like that where you're left going, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, wait a minute. That you've done this or you've done that, so why have you now done this or that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to have consistency. Like, the continuity and consistency, especially something... I think something like this is... Marvel does a lot of this sort of thing as well. Like, if you are in a universe where you have people with these superpowers, super strength, super speed, all that sort of thing, you need to keep it consistent.
Which we're going to come on... I mean, you just hit the nail on the head with the next topic, which is A-Train. A-Train plays a major part in this first episode where he's breaking them out. And he has that incredible speedster scene. I think if anyone likes speedsters in superhero stuff, the definitive moment ever is in that X-Men mansion when Quicksilver rocks up. Yeah?
Yeah, and he's got like flicking bullets out, like in this, like moving bullets, and it was very, very reminiscent of that scene. And I always feel like that is a bit of a nod towards anyone that has any sort of speed ability.
Yeah.
There's always a little nod towards that scene, like, yeah, that was good. That was cool.
Now that was very, very cool. Like, that visually was great. It was just a really, really great scene. However, much like with the Kimiko and the laser eyes thing, it does raise a question. If when he is moving that fast, everything around him slows to that degree, how did he ever run through somebody? And how did he ever have to avoid that woman who stepped out in front of him in the street?
Now, I actually saw someone tweet about this.
Yeah.
And it's the only theory I have that doesn't make me go, they've ballsed up.
Okay, go for it.
So, back at the beginning, he was juicing himself up on those drugs, wasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that was...
And
that
now
was
he's clean.
Yeah.
That for me, I'm like, I have to cling to that, because otherwise, the entire 5 seasons of show I've just watched are a complete plot hole.
I got a horrible feeling it is, because they wanted to throw a cool scene in and didn't think about it.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm really, really hoping it's the whole, now he's clean and off all the drugs. He's got that clarity of mind that when he's running around, he can do that. And before, he was so junked up that everything was just high-speed blur.
That works, except for he's been clean for quite a while. Yeah. And he's clean when he's running away from Homelander. And, like, there's this beautiful symmetry in his story that this all started because he ran through a woman and basically didn't care. he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
He then is trying to get away from Homelander to survive, and he sees a woman step out into the street, and by trying to avoid her, he ends up crashing out. Homelander catches up to him and kills him. But
Yeah,
he saves
in
the woman.
story arc terms, lovely story arc. To go from there to
phenomenal.
there. Redemption arc is fantastic.
And killing A-Train in that opening episode was like, holy shit, here we go. Like, people are going to die in this show. Like, there's no one safe.
Yeah, they really went all in.
I loved his, like, giving Homelander shit, knowing he was dead and he wasn't going to go out afraid of him. He was going to go out telling him what he is to his face. I like that. But if we just dial back, like, everything good about that I enjoyed. But there is this aspect of his speedster moment. If he's that fast, that everything's that slow, why did he have to duck out of the way of that woman?
Yeah, surely he would have seen that and just sidestepped around.
Just like, yeah, that woman was basically stood still to him. So it would have been fine. Like, I don't... So, yeah, maybe it's a concentration of his power. Like, he wasn't fully focused and then saw at the last minute. But I don't know. It just feels very... Like, the whole show existed where you never had that speedster scene from his perspective. It feels
we then
like
have it once, and then almost straight afterwards, it kind of gets ruled out because he does something. You're like,
It just feels like they're killing him off. Let's give him this cool scene, and that cool scene kind of does fuck with the show a bit, quite a lot, in fact.
Quite a lot, yeah.
In the same series, you get to meet Marathon Matt, another speedster, who again seems to just rip through people because he can't control it. Like, he bodies about 5 Z-list celebrities and Seth Rogen.
Yeah, which was quite amusing.
It was hilarious to watch.
However, at the same time, yeah, you're saying the exact same thing there. He has that ability, but he can't control it at all, which is why he keeps just running through people.
Yeah.
Literally running through them.
Yeah.
Does he not have the same speed?
It's a
there
mess.
are...
Like I
have
said,
they just put in a really cool scene for the sake of this would be a really cool scene?
That's how it feels. But at the same time, right, I'm gonna throw all of my criticism in the bin for a moment. It was a really cool scene.
Oh, definitely,
really
yeah. Like anytime there is a speedster scene like that, I already love it.
What did you think to the fact they killed him off in episode 1? Did you think, holy shit, this sets a tone? Because I did. But then I don't think the season lived up to it, which is a weird thing.
Yeah, so that very first episode, we see him die, and you kind of sit there and you go, no one's safe.
Yeah, people's going to die every episode.
Like, this is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Oh my God, who's next?
Yeah.
What are we in for?
Yeah.
And then we don't really get that again for a fair few episodes.
No.
Like, does it hurt? Does it work in just the sense of it builds up that tension? Like, is it there purely as a tension builder because oh my God, we now know people can die?
I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think perhaps even though like in my mind it set me up as oh my God, every episode we're going to be losing people. I think what it actually did was it made the episodes tenser. The guy who plays Homelander, Anthony Starr, has perfected that ability to be terrifying just on screen at any moment, talking to anyone. Because Homelander, at any second, could just go, I don't like what you said, and dead. And you see that.
You do believe that he really would. Like, the way he's done that character, you fully believe that, he'll do that.
Yeah, and it is so, like, he's killed A-Train, and I think that does set it so every time he's on screen, it's like, oh no, here we go. Like, who's now? Oh, he's on screen, so oh no, I like so-and-so. It's like,
that's it. That's the end of them. Brilliant, here we go. Yeah.
So, I'm going to keep walking through the bullet points because I want to sort of cover as many of these as I can. So, What do you think on Sister Sage's arc throughout the season? Now, we'll come to the end, because the end both had me and you laughing our heads off. But Sister Sage seemed to have a plan, because she's the smartest person on Earth. I don't think it works.
It keeps going wrong, which part of me liked, because it shows the unpredictability of humans, or whatever is how she says.
Yeah, that's basically it, yeah.
The smartest woman on Earth has decided, yeah, do you know what, actually?
Smartest person.
This guy's a lunatic, we need to stop him.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is kind of cool, because we don't see many of the Seven and the Supes kind of have that realisation against him.
Yeah.
Most of them just follow him blindly.
Yeah.
Mainly through fear, I fear.
Yeah.
Sister Sage obviously comes out of that. She joins the boys. She's like, right. And then she kind of just goes through this dip, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I'm completely useless. Don't worry about me. I'm just going to sit here and binge watch the telly whilst lobotomizing myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like, just in storylines alone, that's just madness.
Agreed. Yep.
Like, wow.
Well, so she works with Frenchie. Frenchie basically begs her to help the overall plan of trying to recreate what the Russians did to Soldier Boy, but with Kimiko. And so she finally helps with that project. And Kimiko, of course, then tests it, if you like, blasts her because she pushes her. And it does strip Sister Sage of her powers. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know, what was it? 3 scenes of her just being an absolute ditz.
Oh man, they were brilliant. Just her in the background, like, yeah, whatever.
And loving it. Like, just sheer joy. Like, well, and she's like, nope, all you fuckers are gonna die. I'm not helping you. I'm going to Harry Potter world. One's up, bitches!
So, like, that line was just so good.
Yeah, so that, like, every time the tone of it's like, oh, here we go, everyone's gonna die, they'd throw something in that you just like, oh my God, that's so stupid and funny.
It just breaks that kind of tension a little bit.
But it does mean that Sister Sage, stripped of her powers, is still out there. She has survived. She made it through. If at the start of the season someone had been asking me who was going to make it, she would not have been on my list. I would have thought she'd have been gone. Homelander would have just got fed up with her being a smartass.
Yeah, do you know what? I had that same sort of feeling, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I really she was one of the ones that I expected to get killed off because she keeps questioning him.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
She keeps telling him that he's a dumbass and to stop. And we know how much he loves it.
Oh,
when people tell him to or not to do things. So I really expected her to be like, A-Train is episode 1, probably Sister Sage episode 2.
Yeah.
I was fairly convinced that Ashley was going to die as well.
Yeah, we'll come on to the wonderful Ashley, but before we get to the wonderful Ashley, I want to talk about the Deep and New Noir.
The New Noir thing I found strange since the very start of that one.
So, let me start by saying, the Deep and Noir have a podcast. I felt very attacked. It was like me and you are not podcast bros, as they call it. We do TV, movies, stuff. We nerd out on things. We chat about things.
Yeah.
The podcast brosphere is very kind of, drink this powder to build your muscles, and oh my God, the blood of 16th century virgins make you more virile and crazy shit like that. But people love it, and that's their own thing. And the Deep and Noir were very much sending that up, very much having a little pop at that. But it was kind of funny to me when they were doing the press junkets for this, because a lot of press junkets now are with podcasters. So they had this thing where the actors who were the Deep and Noir were then sat on this press day with back-to-back talking to podcasters. Basically, the first question was, what do you think about attacking podcasters? The two of them were like, Oh shit.
About that.
Didn't really think it was an attack, more a homage sort of thing. So I laughed. I thought that was funny. It was certainly. I mean, I wouldn't have taken his attack. I thought it was good, and the people it was attacking deserved to be attacked. So I'm good with it.
I did enjoy. I did enjoy it. As a podcaster, I did enjoy watching them just take the piss.
So Noir is an actor. We've known that since they recast him. He is trying to get on stage, Broadway, like the guy who is like casting it, is like bigging him up. He's like, yeah, you're going to do it. But Noir is pissed off the Deep. These two are having some sort of rivalry to who can, gargle Homelander's ballsack the best.
It's a weird kind of like the Deep from day one. The Deep has been doing everything possible, to get into Homelander's back pocket.
Yeah, it's sickening, really. But
there's a few moments. Even in this one, there's a few moments where it's like, oh, dude, come on.
The actor, by the way, he's hilarious, and you see him be interviewed as like, the only way I could do this character was to try and play it straight. Like, he just genuinely believes all of this. Like, he genuinely is that disturbed a person.
Oh God, yeah.
And
I think you'd have to, you would have to go full like method almost. Like, you have to become that character because otherwise,
because like you look at Sage and Ashley, for example. They know what Homelander is, so they're pretending to be loyal. They're feigning loyalty as best they possibly can. The Deep is just like, you are my god, Homelander. You're the bestest. And he is just kind of, that's it. If his eyes could actually become the heart eyes, they would, But which makes it all the more brutal the way Homelander treats him. But, that's what it is. So you go to this kind of thing where the Deep and Noir are now rivaling each other, and like the Deep knocks Noir out so he can take in Stan Edgar. He does this.
Takes the credit for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're like arguing with each other, and Noir's pissed at him, and he really has a go at him, and the Deep's pissed off. And so the Deep uses some sea creature to go up through a toilet and rip this director in half via his ass because he was being nice to Noir. That was fucked up. Like, there was so, like, all of that story, completely unnecessary for the overall story, and so fucked up.
Yeah, that was a moment where it's like, this guy's going to get all he wants. As soon as it all started going well for him, you kind of went, it's not going to go that well. And then, the director gets ripped in half, and you're like, uh-oh. Yeah. And then you get the whole leaked oil spillage and the entire marine wildlife turn on the Deep.
So Noir,
oh my God.
Noir basically, so the Deep, because Homelander tells him, goes out saying that this oil pipeline and everything's great for the environment, actually, and fish love it. Trust me, they tell me. So Noir sabotages it, so the oil spills, killing thousands upon hundreds of thousands of fish and wildlife.
Yeah.
And so
he's on the beach and they're all dying on the beach. I can't believe I'm laughing at this because it's so wrong.
You're just laughing at the wildlife disaster. I mean, he, in his mind, because he's like, this is a massacre, and yet the people are just like, dude, get the fuck out of the way. Like, there's oil everywhere. You're in the way.
Yeah, you have gills. Get out.
But he kills Noir over it. New Noir is dead. The Deep kills him, which I didn't. I mean, the Deep I kind of think of as a bit of a joke, but he is still a soup, So
yeah, he is still there. He still has that ability, and he uses it. And it wasn't what I expected. Like, him killing the New Noir was not what I expected.
No. Now this does link into my favourite cameo of the season, which is Xander the Shark, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, who basically tells the Deep, like, you ever step foot in the water again, we will find you and we're going to kill you, you son of a bitch. We know you did this. And the Deep's like, what? No, this isn't fair. It's like, you did this, you son of a bitch. We're going to fuck you. And Samuel L. Jackson's voice.
So
It's
good.
just like the most perfect thing. So this came about, they sent it to him, it was like, would you be interested in doing it? And of course he was like, can I say motherfucker? And they were like, yeah, of course you can. He's like, yeah, I'm down, motherfucker, I'll do it.
You just know that would have been one of the terms and conditions. Can I say this?
So, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So he calls him a motherfucker, which is brilliant. Apparently there's a lot of outtakes of his recording studio stuff, which are
Oh
hilarious.
God, yeah, I
and
can
they're gonna
only
release.
imagine.
When they do the blooper reel, they're going to put that out there. So looking forward
Half
to
an
that.
hour of Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker.
Yeah, listen to me, motherfucker. Yeah, apparently he says something about Nick Fury would kick your ass or something. It's just like something, yeah, he just comes out with stuff like just ad-libbing, which had them all in stitches. So the Deep, his story then to finish it is one where there's two defining scenes. The Homelander rips him a new one. Homelander tells him what he is. And literally, I mean, Homelander is brutal in this moment, but everything he says is right. And the Deep sat there in this quiet reflection of like, oh my God, I can't believe he just said all this to me. Starlight and everyone show up and he's like, oh, it was a test. He was testing me. He didn't mean any of it. I'm here to fight you. And you're like, oh my God, dude.
He just
He
does
literally
not
told
get
you-
it. Like,
Literally told you to your face that he would kill you, but you're not even worth it. You are so worthless, and you're just like, oh, it was a test. What did you think to the Starlight versus Deep final fight then? So it ends up on a beach. They're fighting it out. There's some dialogue between the two. Are you happy it was kind of Starlight that got to, well, didn't kill him, but did push him to his death?
literally.
Or
Yeah.
or what did you think?
I think it kind of, again, it works in that full circle moments, because obviously when she
Yeah.
first joined
Oh yes.
all the stuff with him at the very start, I think it was
Yeah.
kind of one of those, if anyone was going to kill him off, it was either going to be Homelander or Starlight.
Yeah.
It had to be one of it. If it had been a Butcher or a Huey or someone like that killing him off,
Huey could have worked. But yeah, no,
I feel like it had to be either Homelander or her.
Yeah, I agree.
And his death scene in the water, and all of a sudden realizing,
And all you can hear is the fish shouting, "Say the name," which was like Timothy. Just so fucked up. Like,
it was a mess.
eat Timothy. What? And he did. And now they're like, say Timothy, say the name, and they just rip him apart.
It's the giant squid octopus comes up and just, oh god, yeah.
Yeah. There's Starlight's on the beach watching, like, holy shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
She fired him into the water, and she probably thought, oh shit, he's going to get away, or like come at me with some whale. And then the fish have just ripped him apart.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
That was good. I think a fitting end to just the snivelling, awful character.
Oh, definitely.
Great
Like,
actor,
if there was
awful
ever a
character.
deserved death, that was his.
100%. So Ashley then. Ashley is the vice president. Her dabbling with V got her a face on the back of her head, a la Voldemort in the early Harry Potter films.
Oh god, yes.
That was creepy and disturbing, and I felt completely unnecessary. but
In
they did
every
it.
way possible, yeah. Oh god, that was the psychic mind reading head on the back of her head.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's the vice president. She continues to just be a puppet of Volt, basically. She is a character. She's dating O-Father, the preacher, and is
Another
getting her,
very weird character.
and is getting her nasty on like she does because she's really quite depraved. I don't know how I'd feel if like I was an actor and it's like, yeah, in this one you're going to be talking about ball gags and how you know you want him to light you up like this. Like, oh,
Yeah,
fucking
good
hell.
news is your character has been made vice president of the USA. Bad
Hooray.
news is this is the stuff we want you to do in your first couple
Yeah.
of scenes. Oh god. Oh
Yeah, I mean she did piss on Huey once, which in a gimp suit.
god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, see, I rewatched
God.
it. See, I rewatched it, and there's some
I remember
Yeah,
the whole oh god.
web crawler.
That was it.
there's some things that happen that we just want to move out. The safe word was Zendaya. Still, how they got away with that, I'll never know, but they did. So,
Yes.
Ashley's character arc, she finally, in this whole season, is wrestling with herself, doing all this shitty stuff. Homelander murders the president in front of her, and she's just like, shit. Like, she finally does the right thing in rescuing the boys to help them get to Homelander. And then runs like fuck.
Which I can understand. Yeah, I feel like running like fuck would be my... I quite liked the fact that she finally gets to that stage where she's like, yeah, do you know what? Okay. And actually does help the boys. I quite liked that.
I liked that, but I also liked that it didn't become a hero arc. She didn't suddenly go, I'm with them. You know, she literally saved them and were like, right, you're going that way. I'm running the fuck away.
Yeah, I've let you out. Now do what you need to do. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
I am. Because if you don't win, I don't want to be here. Like, it's just, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the other side of it, isn't it? The other side of it is if they had got out and it hadn't have worked, she was dead. So she kind of had to be as far away from that all as possible.
Yeah, she had to get the hell away. I mean, the Ashley character across the whole is just a comic foil, basically, for so much. And just so much messed up stuff.
So strange. So weird.
So strange.
Yeah.
And the character of, O-Father, who's basically... his ability is like preaching to the masses, and Homelander has this kind of vision of himself as the second coming. He's well, not even the second coming. He's God. He's been ordained, and he is God, and therefore all of America's now the Church of America, and they're all going to worship Homelander. And O-Father's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, let's do this. I can do this. I can preach this.
It was he was a weird character for me, O-Father.
And what did you think to his end with the Sonic ball gag, which was designed as a sex toy for him and Ashley, one that he wouldn't be able to burst?
Oh, and then it just explodes him. It showed, for me, it showed again how the people that created all this have some sort of homage towards the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Because we saw very similar in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
I was literally just about to say, I do not remember a ball gag.
Not the ball gag part, no. That wasn't that wasn't one of Wanda's.
Yeah, she seals his mouth.
But we did
his
see
mouth,
that
so
where
his
she kind of silences him as he goes to scream and it blows him up.
Yeah.
So we'd a little bit of homage to that, I feel, but at the same time, just
it was perfect.
Gruesome.
Yeah, gruesome, and Huey is like, again, I am always covered in brains.
Why is he always covered in guts and blood?
I mean, he just says, like, I need to get a new job. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. I like that. But I mean, O-Father as a character was just weird, and him being killed, like, the way they killed him, yeah, okay. Brilliant. Like, just great. There is an asterisk where people are saying, how did know that thing was going to stop? I don't think he did. I think he was just grabbed something to shove in the guy's mouth because he knew his ability came from his mouth.
Just shut him up. Just stop him from being able to talk, I think.
I don't think he'd have known.
Going towards.
Yeah, he wouldn't have known that was going to happen, like it was going to pop his head. It was just put something in his mouth to stop him from using his power at Huey. And yeah, that was it was gross. But, a fitting ending to a rather bizarre character. So again, there was a lot of discussion about the scenes and episodes where people felt it took the pace away. It took like the pacing, and it was like, why did we need that? And one of the things that was criticised quite heavily, and I love your opinion, is the whole sequence with Starlight leaving Huey, freaking out to go and find her dad. and having scenes with her dad and then it helping her to return. What did you think to that? Because it's heavily criticised, as in, like, why did we need that? Like, completely unnecessary. That was filler. I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence because I can understand that criticism, but at the same time, I thought the scenes were quite good. So, what did you think?
I must be honest, without sounding like I'm being sat on the fence for it, I really am sat on the fence. Like, it was to see those scenes and kind of see what she has to deal with and how, like, the brother was completely against her, and even the brother even dobbed her into the authorities.
Yep.
Seeing how the authorities were with him, like, he's worked there for however many years, he's really liked by everyone, and then but actually, now what do we do? It was interesting to watch. It was good scenes, but at the same time, again, a bit like watching Tara hump the teddy. Pacing wise, you're kind of like, we're in the middle of something here.
that is a new term for TV. Like, if something feels like filler, it's a bit like Tara humping a teddy right now.
Yeah.
It was a Homelander doll as well, which I think is really important to remember.
To remember it was Homelander's ass, yeah.
So, I like you, I think with this, I liked it, but I can understand the criticism. Like, I liked that she had some character development in this final season, because when we meet her in episode 1, she is seriously jaded. Like, she's been fighting, Huey's not there, and Huey is basically terror humping Homelander kind of positivity. He is, like, genuinely like, I'll see the best in you. We'll do this. We'll achieve this. And she's been on her own, fighting, like, running, hiding. She is so jaded, so kind of like, everyone dies. Just like, and I think the scenes with her dad, like, no, you got to fight for the people you love. It wasn't that I didn't want you and I walked away. It was like, I just didn't agree with what your mother was doing, and I couldn't keep lying to you. And, like, he had all the newspaper clippings, like, he'd followed her life and stuff, and you're like, okay, all right.
But I don't feel, at the same time, I don't feel like any of that really had any influence over what happens afterwards.
Well, it does in the sense of she goes back. Because you remember she left she wasn't going back. She left because she couldn't handle the idea of Huey dying in front of her. Like, it freaked her out and she was gone. It was the conversation with her dad and thinking about all that that made her go back. But if she hadn't gone, you can go around it, obviously, but it's like I said,
it's one of those weird ones. I was like, I just didn't feel like. Again, I enjoyed watching the series, like the scenes.
I think if that is in season 4, people like it without question. I think everyone had an expectation of season 5 of being
the bloodbath.
Well, it just building to that constantly, just like, and every little segue you'll notice is hammered, criticised heavily. Like, it just, every sort of, in this episode we're gonna look at this. There is an episode where there is I know you didn't watch the show, but I think you're pop culture aware enough that there was a Supernatural reunion of sorts. The actor who plays Soldier Boy, Jensen Ackles, was on a show for 15 seasons called Supernatural.
Yes. His
2 main co-stars appeared in cameo in The Boys in this season. Marathon Man and the guy with the sort of acidic knockout breath. I don't know what the hell that was. Can't even think of his character name.
No, that was weird.
It was very weird. Now, these 2 guys were there with a bunch of sort of Z-list celebrities, sort of playing cards, whatever, and these 2 guys are, in essence, and this is the truth, this was fan service for Supernatural fans. The guy who was the showrunner on The Boys is a guy called Eric Kripke, who had created Supernatural. So there is an insane amount of crossover in actors, and typically when those actors come across, they end up doing some messed up shit on The Boys, like some really quite horrific. Human Centipede being the most obvious example.
Yeah.
But these two came, and what he did was he gave them a scene together, basically. Now, I quite like the series Supernatural. I love the series The Boys. For me, it was kind of like, that's kind of funny, like that. They did an outtake as well, which they've then later released, where they did it as their supernatural characters. So the same scene, but the three guys doing their voices and their characterization from the supernatural. So that was kind of funny as an outtake. But they were pointless. Like, when I heard they'd been cast in the show, I was curious of what roles they were going to have, in the sense of, are they going to be soups? Are they just going to be people to interact with? Who are they going to be? This is interesting. And then it was like, oh, it's just a cameo appearance. Oh, okay, so they're going to be in one episode. All right, that's interesting. I wonder who they're going to play.
And it was literally just themselves as a homage. You're like, oh.
Yeah, and then there was like a trailer where they featured heavily in the trailer. And you're like, oh, okay, all right, this is okay. They're playing characters, and then it was like leaked who they were playing. It's like, okay, they're soups. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, and they're in it and dead in a few scenes, and it's just like they had this thing about Homelander. Like, Homelander is at a god tier level of power in the soups world. Before he takes V1, he's that
already
level.
like the most powerful, definitely.
And yet he's knocked out by this guy clean. And they're like, okay, we don't have the power to kill the guy, but you do. Strip him of his power and then stomp on him, job done. If he's knocked out, like, this is a genuine thing, like, I don't, like, I'm sort of intrigued on this. Is he so invulnerable that even knocked out, like, there was nothing they could have done to him themselves?
Yeah, like, I did have that thought. I was like, do their powers work if they're unconscious?
Well, I'm just kind of like, look at Marathon Man.
If you've got bulletproof skin, you've got bulletproof skin. You'd assume,
yeah,
awake or asleep, you're bulletproof.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff, you're like, surely there must be some invulnerabilities if you're not even conscious.
Like, could they have thrown him in a wood chipper? Do you know what I mean? Like, would it have just broken the wood chipper? I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know the answer to this. But the way they reacted is like, okay, you need to take his powers and then stomp on him when he's just a regular human, and we're good. What did you think? Because Soldier Boy, I can't make my mind up what he is. I've watched the final season especially. I don't think he's not Homelander. He is not that level villain. Do you know what I mean? He's not. But he's not a good guy. I don't know what he is.
He knows what he is, to be fair. Like, he kind of flip-flops between the two, like, you're damn weird, but you're my damn weird. And it's like,
that's it. Yeah, that scene. Yeah. That whole thing, like Soldier Boy in this series gets woken up from being frozen again, and the first thing he does is looks at Homelander and goes, "Did you fuck me?" What? Is this some sort of incest thing? Did you fuck me? No. Now, apparently, in the comics, there is an incest thing between the two of them, and that's what that line was about. I'm glad I didn't read the comics. I gotta be honest with you. Like, the show's fucked up enough. When I hear people
how much
go,
worse it can be in comic book form.
Exactly, right? I'm just kind of like, you know what? The show was enough for me on more than one occasion. I think reading the comics, I'd just put them down and be like, nope.
I mean, like, Hero-gasm. Imagine what they can do with that in comic book form.
No. I saw what they did with it on the TV, and that was enough.
Yeah.
That was definitely enough. Did I ever tell you the stupid story about the actress who plays Starlight? When they were filming Hero-gasm, it was just as COVID and stuff was going on, and so they all had to be in this bubble for ages before they could go ahead with filming. But it was one of those, there were rules for the set, and every time you had to walk onto the scene, you had to hand sanitize and all these different things. So she arrived on the set for Hero-gasm and looked around for the hand sanitizer and just like went over to this thing, and it wasn't hand sanitizer, it was lube. Oh. And so she asked the question of like, this is a set, why did it require real lube? And this set designer apparently was like, if you're gonna do an Hero-gasm, you've gotta have real lube.
Oh god, that's the line you want, isn't it? Yeah.
Just like, what? And the guy who plays Butcher said there was a camera operator sat outside, like, smoking. And because he walked up to him, he's like, "Oh, you're right, buddy." Like, worked with him for years. And he just looked, he said he had this 1,000-yard stare like a man who's been to war. And he just looked up at me and went, "I've seen some fucking things today, man." Just like, oh my God. Now, when I rewatched, because I remember watching that the first time around and just being like, "Oh my God, that's so messed up." When I rewatched it, I saw so much more going on in the background.
Oh God, yeah, you'll see things that you didn't see before.
Yeah, like they really, yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that.
It was the highest rated episode on IMDb.
People are fucked up. People are fucked up. Just letting everybody know, you're all messed up. You're all bad people. But Soldier Boy, like I said, I don't know, like, because I saw someone say, "Oh, he's the kind of the boys' anti-hero." He isn't a hero. I was like, well, no, that's Butcher, really. Butcher's that. Butcher's not a good guy, but he is doing things for the right reasons. I don't think Soldier Boy does. I think
Do
Soldier
you think
Boy does.
Butcher's doing it for the right reasons?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, his goal is ultimately get rid of Homelander is ultimately for the best.
But he wants to get rid of all soups.
Oh man, this is going to sound bad. I'm about to go fully totalitarian here. His argument for that is pretty compelling. Like, Starlight, Kimiko, but either of them can mistakenly mass murder people without realizing. Like, they can make a mistake. Like, Kimiko can, like, turn a corner and accidentally walk through a baby at some point, a child. Like, she has that power. Superheroes have that. And his argument of no one should have that power is pretty compelling.
It is, but there are good soups. There are soups doing good things and saving people.
Yeah, I'm just saying that his goal of removing Homelander is definitely good. His where he ends up
Not
puts
so
him
good.
more in, no, puts him more. If you had him as kind of like right smack in the middle between villain and good guy, he just goes towards the good when he takes out Homelander, and then he takes a sharp right turn towards the bad.
Very sharp. He U-turns like a handbrake turn. Like he really flips it.
But I mean, I think a lot of that is he has some issues.
I think so. I think there are a few issues in there. Yeah,
he has some issues. But Soldier Boy, what do you think of Soldier Boy's arc for all of this? Because I was a little bit annoyed that I felt Soldier Boy in the final season was less about the final season and more about, I have a spin-off coming, let's set that up.
Yeah, see, I didn't realise about the spin-off until I was like midway through watching it.
Oh, okay.
And I saw like on our little group thing, we were talking about it, and I was like, oh. And then I suddenly like had this thing in my head like, is he getting screen time purely because they want people to resonate with this character, so that when the new season comes out, everyone goes, oh, we know how he ends up. Let's find out why.
There's the V1 storyline, the introduction of characters from his past who are in the spin-off. The whole discussion of he handed over the V1 because it's what Clara would have wanted.
She figures heavily. For a character that's dead.
Exactly.
She heavily features in this. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, which again was all for the spin-off. So I was a little bit disappointed in that. I felt like when you got the main show landing, it's been so popular. Just land the show. Like, if you want to give me an after credit to the finale to set the spin-off, I'm good. Go for that. But it felt like almost every other scene he was in was, oh yeah, that happened in the past, which you can see on Vault Rising. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
it felt like an infomercial every time. Which became a little bit annoying and made me not want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it, but
we're both gonna watch it. We know, but it
irked me. It irked me. Do you know there's also another spin-off which when they announced Vault Rising, I thought they cancelled the other spin-off, which is called The Boys Mexico. I thought that was cancelled.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not. It stars Diego Luna and it's filming.
Oh.
Yeah. So the guy from Andor is going to be the lead character in The Boys Mexico.
Okay.
And it's a direct sequel show to The Boys. So you got a prequel show in Vault Rising, and now you've got a sequel to it in The Boys Mexico, starring Diego
That'll
Luna.
be strange.
Yeah, I got no idea, like no clue at all about what's going on with it. But yeah, I thought it had been cancelled, but nope, it's still there.
That's
on the
one of those
docket.
things that I know we're going completely off on a tangent, which is so unlike us.
Yeah, yeah,
The Boys Mexico, I kind of feel like we've had The Boys,
yeah.
and it was all about Homelander and Butcher.
Yep.
Do we need a Boys Mexico? Like,
I genuinely have no idea what it's going to be. Like, I have no clue. The fact, I mean, I don't know whether The Boys Mexico is even the title. It might be a working title.
makes sense.
If it's a follow up to what's the finale, and you're going to kind of have this sort of the aftermath of the world. I don't know. Like, I'd be intrigued to watch it and see, but I have no idea what the story, like, there's just nothing about it at the moment. But yeah, it is working. It is moving forward. So
how strange. I mean, yeah, well, again, like we say, probably going to end up watching it.
yeah.
Because
I mean, I'd be interested
it's the boys
to see.
and we
Yeah.
like things that are by the boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what do we need? I don't know. At least like the Vault Rising, you kind of get that whole it's a prequel, it's going to lead to what we've already seen.
Yeah.
Even if, like we said, they did kind of put basically an entire season as trailer.
Yes. Well, so an interesting character which I've got bullet pointed here, which I thought was going to play a much bigger role, is Ryan. What did you think to Homelander basically beating him to near death in one scene? Him then vanishing, only to return for the finale. I don't know. There's a really quite horrible fan theory about this, which did make me laugh a little bit. So I am going to say it, but I don't think it's true.
Go on.
The kid didn't grow up to be a very good actor, so they wanted to minimise his scenes.
Ouch. Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Now, I laughed because there were plenty of times where I was watching it going, he's not that good. like this feels really wooden.
Yeah,
You need to show a little emotion here, kid.
I did expect him to have a lot bigger part.
Massive, yeah. Yeah, he up to this season, he's been a huge part in the whole thing.
Pretty much all of the actions of Butcher and Homelander have kind of focused around around this kid, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, he's in Russia, he kills a few people, flies to America, meets someone, disappears again, flies in, gets the crap kicked out of him, disappears again, and then happily ever after. That's it.
Yeah, I do just want to use this really quick moment to point out a lot of people are angry at the show and are pointing out plot holes that aren't there. So there are some that me and you have discussed that are like, yeah, that's. But there's one about Translucent had a son. Translucent's son plays a part in this final season.
Yes, yeah.
Translucent therefore had a child, and Homelander was aware of that. So why did Homelander act so shocked when he found out that Becca was pregnant with his child and had a child because of, everything? There's a real key line. Like, I rewatched the show. I thought I couldn't have children is what Homelander says. He doesn't say, I thought Soups couldn't have children, which is what people are saying he said.
Right, gotcha,
That's
makes
not,
sense.
like, he
I mean,
literally says,
that whole thing with Translucent's kid, and they're all just kind of stood there looking at each other like,
Yeah.
uh-oh.
Yeah, that was... There were some awkward scenes there, like, oh yeah, the Homelander killed my dad, and everyone looked at Huey like, dude.
Yes, he did, yes.
Frenchie packed your dad's ass with C4, and Huey blew the fucker up. Right up the fudger. Boom. See, that set the tone for this show, didn't it? Season 1.
So early on. Yeah.
How'd you kill a soup? You pack his ass full of C4 and then hit the button.
As he tries to walk away, explode his ass.
That was so fucking gross. I think that was the first time Huey was covered in guts, and it wasn't the last.
Oh god, yeah. I feel like when we saw that, that's where we should have gone. Yep, that's where this is going to go.
Yeah, and that's true. So, but Ryan then, he does play a pretty key role in helping Butcher with Homelander in the end. He has his powers stripped away from him by Kimiko at the same time in that final fight. And his finale, if you like, his ending, is Mother's Milk gets remarried and basically adopts him. As an ending for that kid, I really like that.
Yeah, he's now going to have a family. And to be fair, Mother's Milk has always been kind of that one that's closest to a moral compass.
Did you think he was going to make it? I didn't. I thought he was one. I thought was gone. So many times. I'm delighted he made it.
Yeah, so
he's such a good guy.
We spoke about this before, didn't we? Like the final, going into the season finale. And I think I said to you, I can see one of two scenarios happening.
Yeah.
Either the boys are going to win, but everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
Or they're going to really fuck with us all, and Homelander's actually going to win, and everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see a scenario where that many people survived.
No.
I think I'm quite happy about it.
I'm happy. I mean, just to do this, Kimiko ends up in Marseille. It's a really lovely scene and a really lovely moment, given the context of everything. Ryan is being adopted by and his family, and MM's getting remarried to the love of his life. That's a really great ending for him.
Yeah.
Huey and Starlight. Huey has his own electronics store. Starlight's pregnant, but is still working as a superhero, like a proper one, listening to the radio.
Yeah, they're kind of like got a bit Spider-Man-y, where they're listening into the police radios and just turning up and saving people.
So that was kind of nice, kind of cool. Him getting a phone call from the now president again, like, I want you to put you ahead of superhero affairs, and he's like, no.
No, I've done enough time with soups. I'm good. Are we going to address the fact that clearly Starlight is a better woman than any we've ever met before, just with the baby name?
I don't think that we're watching a TV show, right, which is about superheroes, completely outlandish, unbelievable things telling you to believe it. The most unbelievable thing in this show is that a woman would allow your baby to be named after your partner's ex.
Whether they
I don't care how she died. Yeah.
If I had turned round when my wife was pregnant and we were talking about baby names and gone, do you know what? The first love I ever had was called. That's what I think we should name our baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I would have been around for the birth.
No, I'd say there's a very good chance you wouldn't have been.
You know, and I'm like, bloody hell, she's just like, oh, Robin, take it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's funny to me, like, all of the show, everything you've been asked to believe you've gone along the ride for, but that was like, that jumped the shark for me.
That was the bit where I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that for me was ridiculous. It was supposed to be this lovely, him outside the electronics store watching her fly off, you know, and he was outside the electronics store when Robin got murdered in episode 1.
Exactly, yeah, and I'm full circle, and I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I'm not buying that. The biggest death, though, for me in the whole season was Frenchie.
Oh, mate, that was brutal.
Now, it was brutal in the psychological sense, and fans have complained that he was basically killed off screen. You didn't see Homelander actually got him. I feel that decision was good. I liked that decision. I also, the line, I bet you've never danced a day in your life, broke me.
Yeah, that was good. See, there's about Homelander killing him off screen. For me, I didn't partake it as Homelander killing him, more as him sacrificing himself to save Kimiko.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did, yeah.
Yeah, so when people are going, oh, Homelander killed him off screen, I'm like, I feel like you've missed the bigger point of his death.
Agreed, yeah.
But yeah, that was that moment where I was like, oh no, here we go, this is the start. This is the start of us losing the characters. Oh, why him first? I liked that character.
I think it had to be for Kimiko to be fully the weapon that they needed at the end.
Yes, she had to have that reason.
But at the same time, it was so difficult to like. That was such a thing. Now, just very quickly on this, because I want to get your opinion. Kimiko and Frenchie were kind of, for me, this beautiful thing that just grew and grew and grew. But in season 4, Frenchie had an affair with a guy who Frenchie killed the guy's parents.
Kimiko, yeah.
And Kimiko was like, yeah, you know, go do that. Like, I support you. Your love is love. And then afterwards was like, yeah, I said that. I didn't mean it. I want to be with you. That now feels really odd. Like, really kind of, what was the point in that? Like, there was, other than we want to have a gay relationship on the show, what was the point in it?
Yeah, you do kind of have a little bit of we've shoehorned this in just to tick a box almost.
Which is annoying. But yeah, that I've seen a few people highlight that, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of get that. That's criticism I agree with. That's weird. But like I said, Kimiko is turned into this weapon where she's got the Homelander blast. The Soldier Boy blast. Soldier Boy, by the way, is back on ice. His whole arc for the season was Icicle. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, I'll support your son, but I'm gonna leave. Oh shit, I'm back on ice. Homelander has some serious daddy issues.
Did he just? I mean, yeah, Homelander's whole arc in this season does, like you say, just feels like it was a trailer.
Soldier Boys.
The Soldier Boys, it just feels like it was a trailer.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, so the final fight then. Homelander, Butcher, Kimiko uses her blast. Homelander stands up, goes to use his eyes and can't, and Butcher does that smile.
And
what did you think about the final?
Homelander is on his knees begging, and you're like, oh, wow, okay.
So a lot of people think that went too far. What do you think?
No, I think it was gruesome.
Yeah.
But I loved the fact it was like, no, see, you are really just this snivelling, awful person.
Yeah.
Hiding behind the fear factor that you had. Take that fear factor away, and what is he? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I quite liked that.
The crowbar to the skull.
Gruesome.
Well done.
It wasn't just the crowbar to the skull. It was the pop afterwards that was like, ugh.
Yeah, all of it was, there we go.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I did this thing, right, where he was dead, and I just tapped my screen because I was watching on my iPad, and I saw how long was left.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, shit. Like, is he not dead? Like,
you kind of get that must be the ending. Everyone rides off into there's like 15, 20 minutes left. Wait a minute.
I know that in the comics, Homelander had a clone. Like, there was a whole thing, like, there was this big twist, and there was this clone of Homelander that was actually masquerading as Black Noir. And I was kind of like, when I saw the time that was left, I was like, I knew they haven't done that, but please don't tell me, like, the final scene or something's going to be like, he's a clone. Here's his clone. Like, Vought have, like, brought him out again, out of ice. Like, everything's, we're all done, but actually nothing's done. We've achieved nothing.
God.
So my brain was kind of racing with all these kind of scenarios. Again, once it happened, I kind of realised this is how it had to be, and that is Butcher. Terra dies, probably the most emotional death for fans, it would appear.
I mean, unneeded, yeah.
And Butcher, by the way, originally Terra was killed by Homelander, and they changed it because test audiences fucking hated it. And
yeah,
they
you can't
changed
hurt
it.
babies and animals.
They changed it without telling the actor who played Homelander, who halfway through the press tour was still telling people, "Oh, there's something I do in this which is the worst thing I've done. Like, people are gonna hate it," and that's what he was referring to.
Oh,
Yeah, but they changed it in the edit. Like, actually, Terra's just gonna die. Butcher snaps. He sees the TV news about Volt reinstating Stan Edgar. He has that "I've achieved nothing" moment. So he grabs the virus and he's going to go and place it in Volt and basically kill every soup on the planet. Huey realizes, and without telling anyone else, goes after him. I'm guessing he doesn't tell anyone else because he thinks he can talk him down.
we have to talk about the fact that one of them drives, one of them walks, and it doesn't seem like that much distance has like time has passed between the two getting there.
They both drive.
What does he? I don't see Huey driving. I swear Huey like literally just.
Well, no, you don't see it driving. You see Butcher disappearing into the distance in the van thing.
Yeah.
And then Huey obviously takes one of the cars. I mean, he doesn't fucking teleport, mate.
Well, no, he doesn't. That's what I mean. Like, for me, when I was watching, I was like, "Fuck me, he ran fast."
Well, yeah, but you don't need to see. You know he's obviously driven there. I mean, you don't stop the show for him to take a piss 10 times a day. But you know he probably takes a piss every now and again. You don't need to see everything.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay.
So anyway, Huey gets there via, really quickly walking, and he's there, and they do have this confrontation. What did you think of this? Because I was kind of sad watching this. I was sad in, like, Butcher, you're going too far. Like, you're, like, you've now stepped from anti-hero to anti, and you're psycho. Like,
yeah, it was kind of like that final step over the edge, wasn't it? It was difficult to watch because I think I hoped that we weren't going to get to that stage.
Me too. I'd hoped that there'd be some ending for Butcher that wasn't what we got, but Huey killing him?
Yeah, that was rough because we know kind of how he sees Huey.
And he just clicked that moment, like in his brain. He was looking at Huey and he saw Lenny, and I think he had just started to kind of, oh fuck, maybe he's right. And then
have
Huey
I gone
shot
too
him.
far? Bang! Oh
yeah,
yeah.
And when he's dying, he's like, "You really were to spit at Lenny." I'm like, "Oh, like stop now, come on."
It's when he tells
Killing
him that
me.
he's done the right thing. Yeah, you done the right thing. I wasn't going to stop. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I think you were.
That's the thing. Like he always saw himself as a monster, and Huey always said to him, "You're not the monster you think you are." I don't know. There's something beautiful about their sort of relationship, friendship, and in a way, I feel like that's how it had to end. Like for Butcher, like Butcher had to die. Like
Yes.
That's how it had to end. And his gravestone's given me an idea for how I want mine to be.
Oi, fuck off.
Oi, fuck off, cunts. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one. I tell you, there's a thing as well. If you were going to do a spin-off that follows on from The Boys, he needed to be dead because otherwise everyone's just going to be, you need Butcher in this. Like surely the first thing you do is you find Butcher. Like, got a problem with soups, find Billy Butcher and that'll solve it. Like, the fact he's dead means if you're going to do a sequel series, you're going to have to, like, find your own way sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah. Otherwise, like you say, every time a soup does something bad, you'd be like, there's this guy just over the other side of the border.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah,
literally,
crazy
he's just
British.
there. Crazy guy, he'll come
Yeah.
and kill him for you.
crazy British accent, and he will fuck everyone up for you. Overall, then, so the series was 5 seasons long. I think overall, I liked it from start to finish. Like, the ending, I know loads of people are unsatisfied with. For me, I think they got it right. I enjoyed it. The thing that most people are unhappy about is that he didn't go full Homelander, killing millions of people. In the comics, he literally flies up and just incinerates cities and mass murdering. Like, the army are called in to try and stop him, and he just straight up slaughters the military. In the trailer and in the official poster, there is a scene that looks like that was going to be in it. So I don't know whether we're ever going to get any information that perhaps some stuff was cut. I don't know. But for me, I thought what they did was good. I enjoyed that show. 5 seasons, and I think it was all very good.
Yeah, no, 5 seasons I think was right. We often say about some seasons or some shows going too long.
Yeah.
I don't think this struggled with that. I think this was a good length of show. We got a good start, a good ending. I've enjoyed, I say enjoyed, every episode.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I don't know what that says about me if I say I loved every episode.
Yeah, there's some dark, twisted shit in all of us, my friend.
Yeah, but no, I have thoroughly enjoyed this show.
No, I'm with you. So, Vault Rising and The Boys Mexico were the 2 spin-offs that appear to be out there. The Vault Rising is done in post-production. The Boys Mexico apparently is now filming, but again, there's very limited information out there about that. So keep an eye out for that. That is it. That is The Boys. We are done. I've loved podcasting about this show because I got to swear a lot more than I usually do, and people still complained about it, which is amazing, but they did. But overall, I know there's bits that are not as good as other bits, and there's bits I like, I wish they'd done this, but just overall, just really enjoyed the show. I think it's a solid 5 seasons of TV right there. And I know that there's like a listener to our podcast, for example, who hasn't watched it. He won't be listening to this. He hasn't watched it yet, and he's a big comic book fan and everything. Me and you were chatting to him recently. He's a friend of ours now, and we were like, dude, you're going to really like this, but probably not one for the family.
No. You don't watch this one with kids.
I am envious that he has this 5 seasons to binge watch. I am envious of that he has that complete story, that he's not seen anything. He knows nothing about it. And he's got it to go. So that's kind of fun for him. I'm envious of that. But I really enjoyed it. Mate, you got any final words on The Boys?
No, just thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm kind of sad it's over, but at the same time, they've ended it well, so I'm not sad it's finished in that sense.
I agree. So, we will be back for more specials in the future. Keep an eye on our socials to see what's coming. Our weekly podcast of episode drops every single Friday, where we have various discussions of things. This coming Friday, I believe we're discussing casting hits and misses, so look out for that. It'll be episode 43 of our weekly show. Until then, everybody, until we're back in your ears once more, you all take care.
And if animals could talk, who swears the most?
Oh, hang on. You're doing your thing on a special, not our weekly thing.
Do I just thought I saw that one, it was about swearing animals, and I was like, I thought that would work.
Fuck it, go for it. Okay, bye everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Stuff and Things podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can find us on Facebook or online. Simply search the Stuff and Things podcast to join in our conversation every week.
What's Sporty Spice up to? Who? Sporty fucking Spice. What's she up to? I don't know. Exactly. How about Posh? You know what she's doing?
I don't understand.
Making clothes for anorexics, all right? Not exactly a growth market. And baby, you know what she's doing? Fuck all. Not even page 6 of the Daily Mail. And Scary Spice, up to her eyeballs in lawsuits and sex tapes. Ginger, on the other hand, has released 3 albums: Passion, Schizophonic, and Scream If You Want to Go Faster. They'll all make your ears bleed. You see, when they're apart, they're absolute fucking rubbish. But you put them together, they're the goddamn fucking Spice Girls.